If you have been faithfully following my beard trimming tutorials in 2021, you will have noticed that my beard has been getting shorter and shorter over the passing months. Now, the steps have not always been drastic, but they have been noticeable nonetheless. I just want to take a second to say thank you to all of you guys for watching my videos, for subscribing, for all your positive feedback. And I am very grateful for your appreciation for my attention to detail. It really does compel me to keep giving you my best and taking you on this journey with me. Now, earlier in the year, my beard was much longer, probably down to my collarbone. And if I'm not mistaken, what I did was I trimmed my beard back to a 1-inch length, which is 25 millimeters. Some months thereafter, I trimmed it down to a 22 millimeter. Like I said, not drastic, but noticeable. And then this past October, I took my beard down to a 19 millimeter length. And every time I do this, you guys tell me the beard looks great, you want to try it for yourself, and guys tell me they get a lot of positive results. So I'm going to ask you to follow along with me, but be very careful before you snap on a guard because you don't want to make a mistake. Double and triple check before you apply the trimmers to your beard. Okay, so before I trim my beard, I always make sure it's washed and conditioned. I let it dry before I apply the trimmers or scissors or whatever it is you're going to use. Make sure it's dry. I typically don't apply products before starting. Now, this is a little bit later in the day. I do have oil and beard butter in my beard, but it's been quite a few hours ago, so I'm not as concerned about it. I just don't put oil or anything else in for the purpose of trimming. And I certainly don't trim right after I put it in. Okay, I just don't suggest it. It's just not advisable in my opinion. But others feel differently, and that's okay. So I'm just going to tell you what I know from experience. But once your beard is dried out, make sure you've combed it well. Just make sure it's combed through, regardless of what it looks like. Now, what I've been using is a Brio Beardscape. If you're not familiar with these trimmers, you don't have any of your own, and you want to use what I've been using, check the description down below. I'll put a link down there. Click onto that, and you should be able to save, I think, about 5% on these. These are great trimmers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 15 millimeter guard. This is a double-sided guard. This is why I say check very carefully. One side is 18 millimeter, the other side is 15. I'm going to snap on the 15 millimeter guard. Okay. I'm going to make sure the trimmer is all the way closed, like this. All right, all the way closed, and then I'm going to rake down and underneath the beard all the way around. And I'll show you how it's just this simple, guys. You really won't hear much coming off because my beard is pretty much trimmed up to date. I'm just showing you the steps. Okay, you can do that a few times until you're satisfied. With the guard being on there, you don't have to worry about it taking off too much. But this will help establish the length. All right, now what I do is I take the comb, go back through it again. And what I want to do is I kind of want to straighten this out in the bottom a little bit. I don't want it so round. I want to square it off just a little bit to make it straight, to give it a little more of a block look, but not too sharp. All right. So now that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight in underneath and just take out the bottom and try to make somewhat of a straight line. I'm going all the way back. I'm also using both hands to stay steady. Now, while I make it straight across to the bottom, not a perfectly straight line, I do kind of round it off as I come around the side. Okay? So now we've got the length established. We've got the bottom established. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 9mm guard. Yeah, I'm going to take my 9mm guard. I'm going to snap it on here. I use the other hand. All right. Now I'm going to open this all the way up to make it a 10mm. I'm going to use this on the face of the beard. I am not going down underneath the jawline, just the face. You see what I'm saying? Just the face. All right? We're not going down here at all. This is going to help clean it up on top. Okay. All right, so now it's even cleaner. That really tightens it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the guard off. I'm going to freehand. I'm going to close this all the way. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the strays and I'm going to just kind of tie all this together underneath and give it just a really nice shape. And then I'll do the neckline. So what I want to do is I want to focus on this plate right here being on the back. I don't want to necessarily bring this in on my beard like this. I want to make this go straight down and just take off anything that's sticking out. I mean, I know I did that with a guard, but you still have to tie up loose ends. The guard just serves as a template. It's not a be-all, end-all. Now I'm going to go underneath. All right, there's that. It may take you a little bit longer when you're doing it by yourself. The only reason I can go this fast is because it's already been done. I'm just kind of cleaning it up for me. But these are the same steps I take if I was, regardless of what size my beard was and I was applying the trimmers for the first time. Now, as far as the neckline goes, this takes a little more skill and a little more patience because the beard is shorter. Typically, I would always go straight across because the beard was longer, but as the beard has gotten shorter, what I do, and this is a little tricky, so you have to be careful. I try to make a line that comes, see how I'm going to explain this. I've done this before in a video. I want there to be a line that kind of lines up at the back of my ear right here, all the way down to the roof of the beard. So see this? See how this goes like this? It's almost as if you took like a comb, a long comb like this, and put it on the back of your ear. And you can make a straight line, almost like a straight line down here like this. And that's how I make the neckline. I don't use the comb trim. I've tried it and I just have a really hard time. I do freehand it. So what I do is I take this trimmer, I kind of go behind the ear, and I try to make a straight line down all the way down. I do the same thing on the other side, all the way down, like this. Okay? I'm not doing it again because myself here, I'm just showing you how to do it. I have made videos about this before specifically, but I try to make a line that matches up like this. You could go straight across and have a beard coming down further. I just didn't like the way that looked as much. So it does have a nicer appearance if you can bring this down like this, all the way down. It's a nice visual. And then I kind of round it off down here make this straight, and blend it all together with this line right here. I hope that's clear. I hope you understand that. But like I said, I do have another video that goes into that probably a little bit more. So make sure you do that. Shave this, clean that up. And then the only thing that's left is the mustache and the cheek line. Of course, my mustache grows so fast, I just go above the lip line. Some guys like to have their lip covered. I don't. I have nice shaped lips. I like them to be seen. And I like to not be eating my food or sipping on my hair. So I go right above the lip line and just with the guard all the way closed and go all the way to the edge of the lips right there. Not a lot for me to do here, but you can hear some coming off because my mustache grows faster than anything else. Okay, now I know someone's going to question, well, how do you trim the top of the mustache? I generally like it to be about the same length as the rest of the beard. So what I do is if I see anything popping up, I'll just kind of take the trimmer and just kind of, the back side of it. And I'm very, very careful about doing that, and I'll just kind of like snip it off a little bit, or you could use scissors, but I do prefer my trimmers. So there's not really anything here, but that is how I do it. I try not to take anything more off my mustache than I have to. Okay, well, I did forget the sideburns a little bit. Let me talk to you about that. So I'm going to take the number 10 or the number 9 guard again, snap it back on, and you can leave it open or closed all the way. I'm going to go ahead and leave it closed, leave it on 9mm. And I'm going to start at the bottom of the inside of the ear, go straight up, okay, against the grain. This is the extent of any fading I do, and it's really not hardly any fading at all, okay? Then I take the number 6 guard, all right? I put the number 6 guard on, keep it all the way closed. I go to probably about the middle of the inside of the ear, go up against the grain. All right. Like I said, not taking off much, but that's intentional. Then I'm going to turn the guard around and put it on 3mm. Leave it all the way closed. Go pretty close to the top. Now, I get a lot of guys asking me, why don't you fade the sides? Why don't you fade a lot of this? And I don't like the faded look. I like my beard to look full all the way around. That's just me. I've done faded before. I don't like it. But you can do that if you want. Make your own video. And then with the cheek line, you can inquire with some of my other videos. I've made videos on how I shave the cheek line. Basically, I just take the razor head. It establishes where my cheek line is going to be by putting the head right next to my nose, and all I do is kind of run this down here like this, turn it around. I use my hand as a guardrail. I point this at my ear and then go up like this and here. Now here's where this really gets different for a lot of guys. A lot of guys don't have shaved heads and a beard. All right, most of you are going to have hair on top of your head, so it may be a little bit different for you, and that's okay. I'm just showing you how I do it. Then I go to the other side again, go right here. This way I never have to think about where my cheek line is at. Take the razor, stick it right there, use my hand as a guardrail, point my pinky toward my ear, the inside, the middle of the inside of the ear, like this, and then go up. Yes, I am shaving it dry, but I'm only doing this for you guys. I mean, I do go through just a little bit more. I'm by myself, I do wet it, put stuff on it, but I just want you to see what I'm doing. Okay, and that's about it. What you want to do is, comb it back out, you want to take a boar bristle brush or any kind of brush you have, really, and comb it out like this. And it looks sharp. I really like this a lot. You can revisit this like once a week and keep it looking nice. If you haven't been using beard oil up to this point, make sure you put beard oil in after you trim. I'm going to take Artius Man's Humidor. Beard oils are scented, cigar scented. It's nice. It's really, really nice. And put a little bit of that in my beard. All right. Oh man, that's heavenly. I love it. You know what's weird is that my wife hates anything cigar or pipe scented, and she loves this. And I recommend it. In fact, I will tell you guys, you can get 20% off Artius Man if you use my code Greg20. I'll put that down. I'll put that down in the description likewise. But that's, if I were you, I'd go big. Order quite a bit from them because I think that code is good like once on your first purchase. As some time has gone by and the oil is kind of doing its thing in your beard, you can take their beard balm or their beard butter. I prefer beard balm with a shorter beard, but beard butter is nice also. It's very nice and creamy. I'm going to take a little bit of their beard balm. They have some of the nicest on the market in my opinion. Artius Man's top shelf. I'm going to rub that around my palm, break it down, and just smells so good. It does the job exactly as it should, as you would expect. You never have to worry about anything with Artius Man. I take the residue from the beard balm, rub it into my skin. It's supposed to be really good for tattoos. I don't have any, so there's a lot of guys that will tell you that beard balm's great on your tattoos. Then after I've done that, comb that back out. And it looks sharp. Ladies in your life are gonna love it. Mark my word. Okay, there you have it, guys. There's a 15mm length beard. That's what it looks like. Here it is from the side. The other side. I hope you like it. And if you follow along, like I said, very carefully, you should be able to do the same thing. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next one. If I don't see you before then, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.